The fourth thing that we learn from the book of Exodus that is remarkable, it is that the book of Exodus is a book that every believer on earth that desires to successfully walk with God should always visit. The reason being, in the book of Exodus, there are relations and revelations of the things that God did, that when you feel like the enemy is fighting you and nothing is moving in your life, and you feel like giving up and you feel like God is silent, the moment you visit the book of Exodus, the revelations that you find in that book will transform your faith and your understanding, and you realize that God is with you. It is so remarkable to a level that the book of Exodus, when you look at it from Ezra chapter 6 from verse 18, when he liberated and restored the children of Israel to the principles of God, he gave a testimony in Ezra 6 verse 18 that I got the revelation in Exodus. The book of Exodus is so powerful that when you read from Daniel chapter 9 from verse 11, when he received revelations of the times and the seasons of what God was beginning to do, he gave a testimony in Daniel 9 verse 11 that he got the revelation in the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus is so powerful that even Jesus himself, he quoted Exodus 20 verse 12 in Mark 7 verse 10 and in Luke 20 verse 37. The book of Exodus is so strong to a level that the King David, the greatest king, when he was about to die, when you look at it from 1 Kings chapter 2 from verse 1 to 3, it says, now it came nigh that the days of David was nigh for him to die. And he called unto his son Solomon and gave him charge and said, Solomon, keep the charge of the Lord of your God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commands, in his judgments and his testimonials, according as it is written in the law of Moses. The law of Moses is in the book of Exodus. And he said, so that you may prosper in whatever you do and wheresoever you go. The book of Exodus is so strong to a level whereby the last book in the Old Testament, in Malachi chapter 4 verse 4, he said, do not forget to go back to the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus was so strong to a level whereby the greatest apostle Paul, he gave a testimony in Romans chapter 10 verse 5 and Romans chapter 10 verse 15, that I persevere because of the revelation in the law of Moses, which means he was giving testimony that my perseverance is anchored on the book of Exodus. So if the book of Exodus is that strong, and the definition of Exodus is departure from bondage, it means it is the desire of God that every human being that believes in his name here on earth should exodus from his calamity. He should depart from his problems.
Yes.
I declare and decree that as we are moving during this service, Exodus is coming to your family. Exodus is coming to your marriage. Exodus is coming to your finances. Exodus is coming to whatever is troubling you. There shall be a liberation from on high in the name of Jesus Christ.